I'm gonna just go ahead and record this, and I'm gonna hurry up and say this. Shout to Dedria Hodges, Commenter Nation Original. And I want to let everyone know that I've been having trouble putting this up. I finished it once, got halfway through, so that's why I'm gonna do it fully through. Hit that Cash App, $ capital THE capital CZARR, and show support to the movement. The PayPal's in the description, GoFundMe's in the description. Now, the first time, it randomly cut off with a commercial and I'm not online. The second time, this camera, not online once again, blurred out and stopped the whole video. So we're gonna try this again, and we're gonna do this the right way. I got sent some photos, okay? I'm not playing around with this, of Tentacion in Riva Motorsports. Now I'm starting to get why video wasn't released, okay? In one photo that was sent on social media, he literally had a bar across his legs. Now I was like, X at the shop, okay, no big deal, right? If you go to the photo of him running up the steps, he has black socks on. How'd he do that? How'd he go from white to black socks? Now, what's scary is that what TheCzarr was saying, shout out to the UK, is starting to be credible to some extent. Was that really Tentacion? Now, I've never sat here and said he had a body double or it was fake. But was it really him? Because when I'm examining this evidence and I'm looking at these photos, they're not making sense. They're not even leading to some type of solution or open-end resolve for me to say, look, that was him, that was him. Everybody has someone that looks a little bit like them in the world. That's just fact. Could they have found the only man that looked like him to wear black socks? I don't know. We don't see a head-on picture of him, nor a head-on video or photo. That's the most troubling thing. But when we start really looking through the evidence, what starts to happen? Now we start to ask ourselves, what color was his socks in the car? I would want to know what color his socks were in the car. And if they were white, if I see a photo of him wearing white socks, TheCzarr gets all of his clout back for what he said. Because I see it change at a specific point, a very specific point that's very questionable to me. And I'm not understanding what that means. And there was a guy riding by with his phone on his lip. Like, I don't know whether he was calling for help. I don't know what he was doing. But he was riding by in the back seat with his phone on his lip, like he was talking to somebody. Now they're fat driving to Wendy's. Do I really care? Do I really care? No, I don't care. Why they look at me like I'm crazy, like they don't know what this is? They don't know who TheCzarr Rice Reserved is? They don't know who that is? Get acquainted. Get knowledge. Learn who the real is. They just drove into Wendy's and drove around. Like, look, I already saw your license plate. I have photographic memory. I don't need to do it. If I see you again, it is what it is. That's the way this mind works. So we have Tentacion with white socks with a blue stripe, just so you know I'm not playing around. Then he has completely black socks. How'd he do that? How'd he do the change? Is he a wizard for real? How'd he do that? And nothing else was different but the socks. How's that possible? What type of magic is that? What was the purpose of that? He's in your shop and his socks change as he's running through. Or was it him that we saw? Or was it someone that looked like him? Because remember, it was a side view with the black socks when he was running up the steps. But it was a head-on view when we saw him rubbing his eyes like he was tired. And a commenter said that before. He was rubbing his eyes like he was tired. I don't know whether it was the peaceful attorney. I don't know whether it was Stephanie. I don't know. Shout out. Go down below and say it. Stephanie O, if you said that before, let it be known. Shout out. Hit hashtag commenter nation below for Dedria Hodges. For real. Now, what was really going on? How did this change happen so drastic and so random? How'd he do that? What type of magic was that? How'd I switch my socks so suddenly? What was the purpose? What, he stepped in a puddle? Y'all sprayed his feet? He was trying to do something and you guys dropped something on his socks? He was like, I need new socks. Y'all like, I got you.
bit of water.
Now, just so you guys know I'm not playing, last week, Riva Motorsports had a conversation with TheCzarr, yes. Now, of course, the guy was like, oh, I can't say nothing about that. But get how I work. I asked you other questions that didn't mean much, but confirmed a lot. That's how a real investigator would do you. You get that? I ain't have to directly ask you, oh, did you see what happened at Tentacion? Did you see what he was doing? Oh, what happened? Oh, were you there when he got shot? I ain't gonna ask you stuff like that. Come on. You know how TheCzarr rock. I asked you some simple questions, and you answered a lot for me. So tell me this. He's like family to you, right? Why is there no type of memorial for him at Riva Motorsports? Why is there no type of recognition for what happened on your premises to show respects to what this man truly meant? Where no lack of remorse? Where's it at? Where's the respects given to this prominent artist that faced the music on your grounds or right outside of your gate? Now, I'm not getting into details. I'm just asking you questions. Those questions, I already know the general manager will be like, can't answer them. But can you answer this? How were you in California looking at Yamahas when you recently had a store that closed down because a murder happened outside? Oh, business goes on, right? That's what he's going to say. No, I'm back with this. So if you're out there looking to further your business and do those things, why'd you shut down the day after? Why did you do a memorial the day after that happened when investigators should have been up in your facility looking through your rooms to see what could have been going on? How'd that happen? Because we don't have any answers to that. And neither do I see any credible answers you could give to the situation. I'm just asking you objectively. We're just looking at the evidence and producing questions. You know? I'm just asking you guys objectively about these different situations because Dedria Hodges brought up a very valid point. How did he change his socks? How did he do that magic? What kind of magic was that? How'd you do that? Or was it the same person? Now, the more I look at this, what color were the socks when he walked past them earlier? If they were white with the blue stripe, or if they were black, and we look at the color of the socks of the person in the car, it will begin to answer questions. You see, because if those videos had time periods on them, they would help to display a lot of information that is very important, that's valid. Now, what's up with that? What's going on? How come I'm not really getting where that's going? What's the narrative for that? What's the give and take in the situation? How do we end up here to over there and part of my wardrobe changes? How does that happen? Now, everything was the same except the socks. Then you're riding out with a hoodie. What? Now, I'm not saying he couldn't have put a hoodie on because he felt a little nippy and he wanted the cold air on, because I like that too, the cold air on, ride through the whip. You want the hoodie on sometimes because of how you feel. But how did the socks change? What, he said, let me get out these summer ankle high socks and get into some black ankle high socks? Like, what was the give and take with that change? That's the type of stuff we look for. That's the type of objective narratives we like to build off of, because it begins to tell a story. You see, it's not the big major things like asking a salesman, oh, did you see what happened? Oh, were you there around? Oh, who ran out? Let me talk to them. What did they see? Because you could tell me anything. It's what you don't say that actually helps me to understand what's going on. And this is especially prevalent in any type of murder case. Any type of murder case. If you're an investigator and you didn't know that, you learned something. That's what you need to understand. You see, because I'm not just here spitting random things. Everything underlying has a factor, a view of criminology and how to walk through it. Not to expose a criminal of some sort, but to expose cover-ups and things that really might not be true. Again, we have suspects who are allegedly hardened criminals copping pleas now. Not that they're scared, but they're sitting here saying, look, I didn't do this. Look, I did not do this. So why? Why? Why would they do this? Because most hardened criminals that do crimes like this felt it was just in their own perspective. That is why they plead mental insanity. Because they're so insane that they believe what they did was justice, or they believe what they did was righteous, when in fact it was taking away from another human being. Oh, stop it. Because I'm basically talking about every corporate entity, right? I'm nice like that. Yes. I'm nice like that. So, let's be real. If you're going to tell me that he could change his socks randomly, then Theo, how can I tell him that a Manchurian candidate couldn't have been present? How can I tell Theo that, no, there were no clones involved? I don't know anything about that. All I know is his socks were different. He ran up the steps. It was a different photo, but on the same time, what are we really talking about? What are we really looking at here, guys? What is it? Shout to Dedria Hodges on that point. Tomorrow, it just gets better. It just keeps getting better. I'm like that TV show that keeps ramping up, except I'm going to keep ramping it up. Ain't no slighting or stopping. Ain't no filler. I don't believe in that. Filler. A filler episode. That word to me makes me cringe. Ugh. Filler episode. Because most people's lives are filler. But I'm too epic for that. You already know how I rock. All we do is bring hits. All we do is bring new information. All we do is get deeper into detail. Even if you heard it before, we get a little deeper than that. Come on. Tomorrow's going to be the turn up. Don't miss it. Hit the description. Hit the donations. Shout to Dedria Hodges. Salute Commenter Nation. You know how I rock. All rights reserved.